very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, October 30th, 2020, and this, fellas, is the last non-politics show we get before, like, whatever the fuck happens next Tuesday. And lucky for us,
don't even say that word, man. It's Florida Man Friday.
I'm not even gonna say the E word. And lucky for us, it's me and Mark, and we're joined by the Clem Report. Barstool Clem, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. I've loved this show. I love the Florida Man Friday. When I saw it the first time you guys had it, I go, now that is a brand that was made for Barstool from day one. I love it.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Nice.
I always say this on Podfathers. Whenever I'm looking for stories for either Podfathers or the blog, you guys have usually talked about it, blogged about it, whatever it may be. So we are on the same fucking page here. I'm very happy to be here. And I also I don't know anything about the E word, the P word, all that kind of stuff. I'm like an idiot at that, and I hate it. And
well, we're not talking any of that that. So,
but you do know about tank tops and jerseys, what you're wearing, and you can check out our outfits on YouTube.com. You were born for Florida Man Friday.
You guys told me to dress up for Florida Man Friday, so I threw on a fucking yellow basketball hoodie or yellow basketball tank top, and it's fucking like 30 degrees outside. It's raining. I got my 2-year-old upstairs. All he's wearing is a diaper, running around. We're going straight Florida. Fucking the whole family.
Hell yeah!
Right,
nice.
Hell yeah!
Nice. I'm cracking some Bud Lights over here in Reno.
Yeah, so. I got a Truly too. Yeah. Cheers, boys.
Florida men all around today, and we're definitely not going to talk about the P word at all. No, none of that today. But Clem, you are a loyal Knicks and Mets fan, and I gotta give you just a second to go ahead and say whatever the hell you want about Bill DeBlasio because.
Yep. I say I don't like politics because of that fucking bozo clown. We got the clown T-shirts out there. Bill DeBlasio. It's so funny too because
he earned it.
Yeah, he earned it too, exactly. And that's the other thing is like Barstool, like I have like jokes I want to get off on politicians, but you guys know how it is. Like you guys are in the fucking shit, and you guys have to walk through the eggshells that are actually landmines. I just kind of like talk. I'll blog my stuff, go around it, and make sure I'll say, Dave, is this all good? And he'll say yes. He probably doesn't read the blog. He just says you're all good. You guys, This is your job. You are going in the minefield every single day. But that motherfucker DeBlasio. We came out with those clown T-shirts. He's trying to lampoon the Mets. For people that aren't following the story, he's trying to
they haven't been lampooning themselves.
Exact,ly
he's doing it even worse.
The poor man's box. Yeah, we have Steve Cohen ready to buy the Mets, and then his firm Sac Capital was accused of insider trading by the SEC. They pled guilty to a charge. He didn't plead guilty himself, but the firm did for insider trading. And there's some little like stipulation that if someone buys something that there we go. They're the shirts. People on YouTube.
Is he the only other man to be clowned by Barstool now than Goodell?
It's Goodell, him, Sam Ponder.
Right.
And then Bowman on the Blackhawks kind of got the treatment, but it's not the same shirt. That's not an easy design to get cleared. Portnoy, I tried to get Gettleman. I tried to get Gettleman on that. He said nope, and like Gettleman would have made him. Dave always sees dollar signs, and he turned down Gettleman right after the Odell Beckham trade. We would have made a ton of money. But the thing about DeBlasio is, you guys, I'm sure know.
Oh yeah,
everybody hates him. I don't know one person. I lived in New York City. Democrats hate him, Republicans hate him, old people hate him, young people hate him, white, black, Asian, every fucking box hates him. I don't know how the guy got one vote, let alone
what's his approval rating? Like under 10%? I mean, it's
worse than Congress. Yeah. Worse than Congress. Yeah, I mean, when we make fun of him, it's not partisan. It's
he's one of those ones. Yeah,
we have like secondhand embarrassment or anger, not even living in New York for you guys with De Blasio. Like how he's been handling 2020 and everything. So sorry.
I'm trying to think of another person that I could even put on his level in our world of news, and I can't even think of another. That's why he's deserving of the clown. So
when he ran for president, like New Yorkers were just laughing at him, like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?"
It wasn't just New Yorkers. That was
we were all laughing.
And I'm like, there's no snow. He's like the worst guy. And literally, like,
he stuck out like a sore thumb in those debates, the Democratic primary debates. Yeah.
I actually became convinced that this morning I was thinking about it because he's trying to block Steve Cohen from buying the Mets, which would it would literally, I think, cause like another riot in New York City. It would be just idiots like me going down and screaming. But I was like, I was trying to figure out just how I'm sorry. I'm going on. I'm going to go on a Bill DeBlasio rant.
Okay.
Will brought this upon us.
I know.
He stirred you up.
I had to scratch the itch though, because it's this week,
Well, buy that shirt. I mean, you can rock that with pride, and it's not partisan. He's a clown.
Yeah. Right. And that was the thing. This shirt is bigger than Barstool. It's bigger than the Mets. It's bigger than everything. It's just it's a New York shirt that everyone can agree with. Everyone's gonna be high-fiving. And that's what I was gonna say. I woke up and I was like, wait, is Bill de Blasio, has he been like Herb Brooks from Miracle, where he is just being the asshole that everyone hates and he's uniting these millions of people from all these different backgrounds?
That works.
Melting pot?
That strategy works. Sometimes you got to play the heel to get results. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately for him, I think like he can't run it. I don't know. He's just going to be gone.
It might be unintentional. It might be unintentional from him. But
unintentional. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, no more of that. No more politics.
Yeah, except your story's political too. Will.
No, it's not.
Look,
this guy. Look. Okay. All right. We'll season 2 Mandalorian today. Watch it. One of the listeners, Littner 636 in Oklahoma, sent in a picture of the ice storm so there was that rally where everybody got left out. We talked about it earlier this week in the parking lot. Oklahoma, or I guess Omaha. That was Nebraska.
Yeah, Oklahoma had an ice
storm where 400,000 people lost power. It looked crazy. Ice all over the place. And then look up the blue collar limousine. Listener Matthew Hansen says that it's funny. It's like a guy who dumps the water out of a mop bucket, and then he takes a leaf blower and an umbrella and propels himself around. So that he calls
that sounds pretty cool.
Blue-collar limousine. So check that out. That's just some notes from the listeners.
Real quick before Florida Man Friday, I know we're delaying. Clem, do you think we're going to get a name for Baby Yoda this season?
Ooh. Oh my God! I didn't even process that. No, I want him to be the child. I just want him to be the baby or whatever.
Yeah, unnamed would be better.
I didn't mean to. Yeah, we're just stirring you up.
We're gendered.
Bill DeBlasio and Baby Yoda's new name.
I'm gonna die tonight. You know, Wife's gonna have a corpse on her hands. A fucking 300-pound corpse she's gonna wake up to tomorrow. Just get me out of the house. Goddamn. No, it's actually a great fucking. I'm gonna have to talk with Robbie about this. We're gonna have to bring this up.
The show producers, and like the writer said that there is a name, and they hinted at like it would be potentially talked about in season 2. I fucking hope not, because I think it would be a bad move. Baby Yoda sells, right? Like everyone likes Baby Yoda or the child. If you give it a name, I don't think it's going to work out great for them.
No, it's when the group or the brain trust that named Han Solo and explained his name as Han Solo because he likes to travel solo. I don't trust these motherfuckers with Baby Yoda names.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
It was the stupidest guy. It ruined Han Solo, who was the coolest motherfucker on the planet, and they gave him that name.
What's a cool sounding name?
Yeah. And listen, you could tell me his name is fucking Clem, and his name's the Clem Reporter. He's my guy. I don't give a shit. That guy's Baby Yoda. You can call him whatever the fuck you want. He's Baby Yoda until
so they might as well not. They might as well not. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm not gonna say the day he dies, the day he disappears and becomes a force spirit because he's living forever. That beautiful little cherub that we love so much.
Yeah, or they could swerve it totally and be like, he is Baby Yoda for reals.
Ooh. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Clem, you're a big lore guy. You'd have to have some solid lore. You're saying you'd need a real big backstory there to convince you of a name. Okay.
All right.
I need John Favreau getting like deep in the fucking peyote when he's coming up with that whole backstory and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
I can appreciate that. We're Mark and I have some role playing game guys, so we can definitely appreciate the lore.
I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur. So much lore. Yeah.
Replaying the classics.
The Kurt Schilling game
RPGs.
that bankrupted his company. Yeah. The game that bankrupted Kurt Schilling and an entire video game company. Yeah,
I know the one. I've played
one and done. Yeah, it's a good game.
Put that on the fucking box art. The game that bankrupted Kurt Schilling and his company. Yeah. And that was like, wow.
It was a good game. They just fucking spent too much money on it.
That's going to be the craziest story I ever hear about Kurt Schilling. No, not so fast, my friends.
So fast.
He's got a couple whoppers.
He should stick away from the P word.
All right, let's move it over to Florida Man stories, fellas. This first one, like you alluded to, Mark, you might think it's political, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll read through it. It was submitted by several listeners in the Hardo Hive: Dr. Lickides, BD's Sports Page, Z Roland, and Jay Ryan. And it's about something that everybody can relate to this time of year. People getting worked up about campaign signs. So whether you've witnessed pushy neighbors with their yard propaganda all over the fucking yard, or you are one of the pushers of the campaign, signs in your own yard yourself, you've probably encountered one of these situations, people like just talking about them or whatever, putting them out in the yard this year.
If people spent all the time they spend with the signs, like doing something else, they could probably like fix homelessness. There's just so much effort going into all these like signs and shit. It's like
people think it's a big task. Yeah,
there's a lot of signs out there.
There are tons. Everybody feels like it's one of the most important things you can do. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Hopefully the cell phone era doesn't.
You ever driven by a sign and been like, all right, that changed my mind. I saw a name on a sign.
Never.
All right, that's it.
It's the best whenever you have like someone to be like, did you see the Smiths? They put a Biden sign on there. Oh, but I heard the Johnsons have a Trump sign on there.
Oh, yeah.
Right next door, like, well, I guess they don't get along. I guess those neighbors don't get along very much.
That's the worst is when you see the two signs facing each other right on the other side of the fence.
Why don't you guys just fight? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a constant reminder. We disagree, but they probably have barbecues together.
Well,
bullshit.
We talked about this too. We said like signs are absolutely useless for like the highest election. Like no one's going to change their mind by seeing a Biden or Trump sign. They're okay for like a school district person because you don't know who's running for that. So like if you remember like a sign with a name on it, you might then hit that at the poll. You're like, oh shit, I remember seeing that name.
Thing where somebody had never seen the name before.
But having a presidential sign is like
everybody
ridiculous.
Knows who's running. Yeah. Thanks.
I honestly was like, just cancel the fucking debates. Let's be honest. Everyone's already made their mind. Everyone's already fucking put their vote in based on the lines I see outside. Like, we don't even need to do this.
Clem, we just need those for the live streams, though.
Right. For us, it's content. For us, it's content. But you're absolutely right.
Otherwise, get rid of them.
I apologize. I'm taking food out of your unborn child's mouth right now by saying this kind of shit. That's on me. I was actually upstate in New York a couple weeks ago, and there was a dude had a fucking car on top of like a shipping container. And I just go, what the fuck? And then I go, oh, it's a political ad. And I was like, that guy would have had my vote if he was outside of our district.
Yeah.
Like, that guy had me. And it was the same guy when we were driving down the road. He had the biggest sign I've ever seen. I go, what the fuck is that to my wife? And I was like, oh, it's a political sign. 2 for 2, that guy. So whoever he is,
that is pretty good.
I put his name out of my mind. This is the thing too. Like, you guys can kind of get away with this because you guys are a political show. I don't even like doing politics on my timeline because if I don't know about something and this guy is crazy left, crazy right, I'm gonna have everyone.
Oh, then everybody's like, Clem's a Q guy or Clem's a Antifa.
Like, it gets like, pretty energized. It's not like, oh, you like the Cubs, fuck you. It gets a little more intense.
I'm with you though.
People's feelings get hurt.
On the campaign marketing though, I'm with you. Stunts and then like word of mouth stuff, like person to person, like actually talking to people. That seems to be to me the most effective way. But
do you guys have you ever driven from down to Florida or like south of the border? Have you ever gone to the south of the border?
I'll be in Florida this Christmas. My wife's from Tampa. I go to Florida a lot. Yeah.
So it is Florida Man Friday, right? So when I drive to Florida, you just have the south of the border signs. 100 miles south of the border, 50 miles south of the border. You're a wiener at Pedro's every single time. And I was like, this place south of the border is the greatest place on earth. And you go there, and it is the worst place on earth, actually. You know what? They just signed you to death. That's what you got to do with politics.
That's true.
Red and blue signs out of my face. Get a little fucking creativity. That's how you're gonna fucking make your mark. I'm gonna run for fucking president.
That's pretty much how it works too. You can
billboards.
You can be a mediocre politician and just have nice billboards.
I'm a big billboards guy. Signs in the yard, not so much. Yeah,
not so much. Yes.
Well, most people can stomach these signs, fellas. Most people can just go about their day. It doesn't bother them. They ignore the fucking signs until they get taken down. Yeah, but not 26-year-old Florida man James Blight. In Haines City on Saturday. So he had seen enough of the Biden-Harris signs in his neighborhood, so he allegedly stole a backhoe.
Not enough of the meth in his bag, but enough of the signs. Yeah.
They didn't mention the meth. They certainly mentioned whiskey. So he stole a backhoe from a nearby construction site for his neighborhood, and then he began to mow down all the Biden signs that he could. He said, quote, "I've been drinking whiskey all day and don't remember what happened," he told the officers when they pulled him out of the backhoe. And the police chief claims that it's a political motivation, obviously, because he was running over the Biden signs. I think he probably, said he didn't like them too. But he also ran over a speed limit sign and several safety construction signs. Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
this guy was just going after every sign he could get his hands on, especially the Biden signs, and after a full day of whiskeys. So
yeah, he's a big like signs that anger him. He needs to destroy guy. I get it.
Yeah.
I will say this. I feel like now again, you said presidential. I don't think this really affects it at all. But the smaller races, if this guy was, ripping up the hard factor will signs, I'd be like, I don't want to be associated with fucking dickheads like this guy. I'm gonna vote for fucking hard factor Mark in the election now because I got this guy with whiskey on it. Now in Florida, like whiskey, it's like, oh well, the guy was only drinking whiskey. He wasn't, blacked out on meth. So I kind of see where he's coming from.
That guy should be a mayor.
Yeah, you never know.
Guy's only on whiskey. He should be a fucking
you never
man.
know how it's going to affect the polls. There was the senator, the challenger in North Carolina this year. He gets caught cheating, and somehow it gave him a bump one week.
I think there was a Shameless episode, good show on Showtime with William H. Macy, where they paid someone to steal all the signs in a local election for the competitor. It's one of those shows. So like all the signs were stolen in like a small race, so you only saw the name of the one person. And I think they won.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
deleting the other people's signs, but that's
it was done. It was done discreetly, not with a bulldozer drunk. It was
that's illegal. We've done a lot of the sign. Just stop. Everybody needs to chill out. Chill out. Don't stop. Don't get drunk. Don't get angry at your neighbors about politics. But regardless how you feel about politics, try to make some money on it at predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Get a free $20 on your first deposit of 20 or more to bet on these elections coming up next Tuesday. It's the last time to bet on them for a while. So
Clem, don't tell the wife, and if you get in, we'll give you some winners. Just
all right.
Yeah.
About to be rich, honey. I got a question for you guys. I don't know if you guys touched on this at all. Did you guys hear about the whole Animal Crossing thing when the Biden Harris they put signs in Animal Crossing?
That was like a virtual ad on.
No, what?
Yeah. Animal Crossing is what? I don't really know.
Yeah, so I'll explain it to you guys because I'm a parent who's knee deep. I bought my daughter this game just to get us through quarantine because she had no friends because she couldn't see anybody. So you guys know The Sims?
Like, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it's basically that for kids, right? So it's like you walk around, you have an island, there's a couple little animals on it, and then other animals come in, and then you can go to other people's islands, through the internet and stuff like that.
Are you a person or an animal?
You are a person, but everyone else is animals. That's a good question. That's a very good question because I was very confused as I was like, why is there a human here and everyone else is animals? So that is how it goes. And I don't know if Trump ever did it, but the Biden Harris, they ended up doing signs where you could put it out in your front yard. And I thought it'd be great. I thought it'd be great if Trump had come in and throw in something else. So then he'd have Trump banners or a fucking plane flying through the sky. Or you could, again, take a bulldozer, pick it up, and then Animal Crossing, this happy little place for kids, just becomes fucking everything we see on Twitter.
They ruin everything. Yeah, it's just it all becomes hatred and anger. Yeah, even Animal Crossing.
I'm surprised they didn't try to mix it up in there. I mean, usually they're going to try to fire back on any grounds they can. So.
I thought for sure we were getting Trump as the red shell in Mario Kart. That's how I thought he might be as fast. I thought of Mario shell, the red shell, but then Biden has the Trump with the blue shell, which we all know Trump's everything else there is in the game. So I kind of wanted to see how that all went down.
The blue shell. I don't even think the blue shell can hit a wall, can it? Or maybe. I don't know.
No, it always hits first place. But it's also got
I don't
spikes
even know if you
too.
can fuck it up. Yeah.
Which is
it's also got spikes too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. The blue shell's a pretty big upgrade over a single red.
That's true.
I bet Trump's people are like, Don, listen, like
the lightning bolt would like to have a word, but the blue shell's pretty good. Blue shell's pretty good.
Yeah, technically that's like libertarians, right? They're gold. Is that what it is?
Well,
so they have the best one.
Do you want to take out first place? Or do you want to take out everyone?
They could never win, but they can. Yeah, they can just take everybody else out for a couple seconds.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're the third candidate. That's Kanye. Kanye did it. He's the lightning bolt. Fucking causing. And the lightning guy always caused chaos. Right? We have a friend. His name became Joe Lightning because he'd always be in last place. He'd get the lightning bolt, and then as you're in a fucking three-way fucking bloodbath with your other two buddies, he just comes in and fucks everything up. And then
he can time it too.
Yeah, you got to wait till someone's like going off of a secret ramp at the beach level trying to do a shortcut, and then you hit it, and they can't go get the shortcut, and they hit the wall. Boom, dead.
Well, it's like Mario Kart was just like an allegory for life the whole time. The entire time.
It was right there.
You need to know about the world.
It was right there. There's lightning bolt guys. There's blue shell guys.
I have a standing theory. if you have to marry a green shell girl, if your girl can hit someone with a green shell in Mario Kart, that's a girl who's cool as shit. She fucking has put her hours in the game, and that's the kind of girl you bring home to mom and you put her ring on the finger.
I like that one.
I like a power slide girl.
Oh, you can hit the turns? Yeah. That's good too.
Hey.
That's good too.
All right, is Clem going next?
Clem's up, yeah.
All right,
Clem's
Clem,
up
you got
for
what
the
you
next
got for Florida Man
story.
Friday?
All right, so Florida Man Friday, we got Florida Man uses hurricane debris to build a giant pirate ship.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, right? Let's just get off the butt. We're going.
How has Dave not hired this guy?
How I missed this goddamn story? This is right up my alley. Hurricane Sally knocked down the fence of John Robledo. And instead of just cleaning up his yard and call it a day, he gathered up the hurricane's forgotten treasures and spent a month turning it into a life-size pirate ship. But apparently, it was a bunch of his fence had come down and other shit in the neighborhood. He took it all together. He liked the more weathered stuff more than anything, and he built a ship that was 17 feet by 10, 17 feet long by 10 feet tall. So it's a fucking pirate ship, right? Red treasure chest, 2 skeletons, and a skiff boat. And it took him weeks or
holy shit. So it's got a pirate ship and a skiff boat on it as well. Like it's got all the pieces of it.
It sounds like a treehouse on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And I mean, the
holy shit.
There it is on
picture
YouTube.
that just popped up. YouTube.
That's actually pretty good.
And also, so we had a neighbor come over, dressed up as Jack Sparrow, took pictures with the kids. And this is the thing about Florida Man Friday. You guys know. One thing about Florida Man, always has time. Has time to build a pirate ship. Has time to come over and dress as Jack Sparrow. There's not a lot of, 9-to-5s going on in Florida.
You're right, Clem. It's what they do with that time that gets them on Florida Man Friday or not, right? This guy put it to good.
That guy's got the coolest,
it's not always the case.
That guy's got the coolest bar in the neighborhood now. Like you would never.
Well, it's
you're
it's
gonna
Halloween
be the king
time
of the
too.
Neighborhood parties,
That's
forever.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got that thing in your front house. You just
absolutely
convert
beautiful.
it. You start serving drinks out of it.
I paid someone to build my basketball hoop for me. That's how fucking bad I am, man. Unhandy I am.
Well, but basketball hoops are
you.
tall. Basketball hoops are tall, and if you're a short guy, and if you got any weight on you, you don't want to be like up on the top of a ladder.
If it's got more than 2 pages of instructions, like if I have to flip a page, I don't really want to.
I feel like if anything is on the ground and I can keep my feet planted on the ground, I'm gonna give it a try. Like if it's a handy thing around the house, but if I have to have my feet like 10 feet off the ground, there's no chance. I gotta call somebody for help.
Yeah, no chance. And like you said, this guy is so fucking cool. He's the coolest guy in the neighborhood now. He's the best house. And a Halloween, too. I mean, you're the fucking pirate. Your house is not getting any eggs, no shaving cream, no toilet paper. Your house is going to be spick and span the next morning.
What city was that in? I might have to go road trip over there when I go there for Christmas if it's still up.
It says the Panhandle here. Watch, this is the northerner in me. Hurricane Sally, didn't even know she was a thing. I didn't even know it was like we were on Z until I saw Hurricane Zeta Zeta.
Right, it's been a crazy.
It's not
metal at someone the other day.
It's not even Z, Clem. It's worse than
Zeta.
That. It's the Greek alphabet. We got through Z and had to go to the Greek alphabet.
2 alphabets this year. So many hurricanes.
That's bullshit. Bullshit. Well, I got a funny story here, guys. Let me ask you a question first off. How much would you pay to get a full contact experience with, let's say, an adult leopard, like a big cat?
Oh, declawed?
Full contact. I just not going to give you any more information.
Experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's you and the leopard one-on-one.
That's the leopard.
Now that I saw the picture, yep, that's the
nothing.
Picture
You probably wouldn't do it.
A paycheck right there for that man.
Okay.
Yo,
okay.
you to hug him and yeah.
Well,
I'd give you $500 to cuddle with that leopard.
Okay, well then this guy got a deal. An anonymous man paid an owner of a black leopard $150 in Davie, Florida, which is near Fort Lauderdale, to have a full contact experience with the animal that included being left alone with it, to rub its belly and take selfies with it, and just the full contact experience. Guys, the leopard mauled the living shit out of this Florida man, ripped his ear to shreds and scalped him. He had to have several life-saving surgeries after interacting with the leopard.
$150 cash makes sense. Yeah.
Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission charged the owner with allowing full contact with an extremely dangerous animal on a person. That's apparently.
Did it happen in the guy's shed in his backyard?
Apparently, rule number one he broke.
Setting?
Yeah, well, he owns a licensed animal sanctuary for rare and endangered animals. Will out of his home.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was a shed in his backyard.
So red flags. It was his house. By the way, the leopard attacked this guy the second he got into the enclosure with it. It was an immediate moment. There were no selfies. There were no belly rubs. It was the second he got in the cage, he got just absolutely killed, like murdered. Like he just was like so excited to be in there with the leopard, and then 1 second later, his head's off his body.
Yeah, they hadn't fed him for a couple days.
Yeah, that's buyer's remorse. Like that's not good. I don't know.
Do you ask for a refund at that point? Do you go, can I get that 150 back?
First you have to put your lips back on, so when you peel your face back together, right. you can ask for a refund, yes.
You're yelling from inside the ambulance?
Yeah. I don't think he was thinking of much besides, that he was dying. He's alive, which is good, but he probably is a little bit worse for the wear permanently. And you know what he could use is some fast-acting 20 milligram powder CBD packets from Caliper. Yeah. This guy needs someone. Please send him the 60-pack. Caliper's the best. I've been on a 10-day in a row Caliper kick personally, and I don't show any signs of stopping. First of all, you guys knock it off with the tinctures and the oils. That's just gross. What are you, scientists? You don't need to be dropping tinctures in your mouth and like stirring up oils. It just doesn't even make sense. No. You're not scientists, so stop it. Get Caliper, which is 450% more effective than oils and works in half the time. It's just 15 minutes. Do you have a packet, Will? Is that what you're displaying?
I do have a packet.
There you go.
Very convenient.
There you go. Thank you.
This is all you need right there.
If you have aches, you need to chill a little bit, you need to relax, get Caliper. It works. It works for real. We use it daily, and you can get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. Guess what? I don't think they've given out a single refund because no one's
unanimous
no one's
positive
not loved
approval
it. Yeah.
from everybody who's tried to use the promo code.
You want to be the first guy to get the refunds? You're going to be an asshole. You're going to love it. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
All right. One last Florida man. Well, two last Florida man stories.
Right.
But it wouldn't be Florida Man Friday without a little bit of arson. So we got to talk about burning some buildings down. Well, not
definitely
buildings.
A common theme.
Yeah. I'd say at least one arson a week, right? You got to have.
It's like having sex with a pool floatable item, arson. These are all like top.
Yeah, right. Public nudity. Arson's right up there with nudity. Yeah. Arson and nudity are probably the top two in the Sunshine State. So, yeah.
Right.
We got to take it over to Pompano Beach. This is a double, of course, two arsons. First up, Pompano Beach, Florida. An arsonist dressed in trash bags and goggles set a waste management truck lot on fire, causing $3 million worth of damages. So if you're watching the video, that's the guy. He dressed in fucking construction trash bags to obscure his identity.
That's how you know he's sane.
Yeah, right. It breaks into the trash truck parking lot, sets all the trash trucks on fire. $3 million worth of damage. And just a shitty crime, you're backing up the trash truck supply in Pompano Beach.
Hey, honey, what are you doing with all the construction trash bags on your person? What are you doing? Is that an outfit?
Employee or something?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but yeah, not good. So I mean, funny outfit. Why are you gonna dress in trash bags? And then another arsonist, 20-year-old Florida man Everett Little in Fort Myers, Florida, was arrested earlier this week after he assembled, lit, and threw Molotov cocktails onto the local Planned Parenthood building, all right in the middle of their security cameras. So if you're watching the video, youtube.com/HeartFactorNews, there's Everett standing at the edge of the grass, filling the bottles with gas, dousing the rags, lighting them on fire, and then throwing them onto the building wall directly in front of the camera. He's also refusing.
Didn't see that camera.
Yeah, no, I don't. Do you think he didn't see it, or he's doing it? He's refusing a lawyer.
I don't know.
He's in jail, waiting trial, and he's going to represent himself after that.
Of course he is. That's also a Florida man.
With that evidence.
Yeah, he's a one-man gang. He assembled, lit, and threw the Molotov cocktails. Yeah. No, I mean that doesn't surprise me.
That guy right there, that's a prospect. That's a Florida man. He is going to age with this show for years and years. This will not be his last
He'll be back
on this show. I can tell you
That's
that.
a good point, Clem. We will see Everett Little again. 20 years old. He's got a lot of Florida manning ahead of him to do.
We're gonna forget the name, but we're gonna like remember the MO. We're gonna be like, wait a minute, these signs are pointing to a guy we've done before, and then we're
calmly filling his Molotov cocktail with gasoline.
I think this guy refused to a lawyer last time too. It just goes on and on.
Well, it's Everett Littles of the world. They keep it lively, and that's it. That's it for the Florida Man stories this week.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll be back again with more Florida Men stories next week. What are we doing next, Mark?
We'll do reviews, and then a Fact Check Friday, and then voicemail. So let me get into the reviews. And if you leave a 5-star review, we will read it on the show. So first up from MN Critter. I don't know if that's for Minnesota, but MN Critter. It says, great way to get your news and some laughs. Great show. I enjoy listening every day. I would suggest leaving out the stories that involve child abuse unless they are news relevant. That's probably a good point. Okay. I'm sure I'm not the only one that they really bum out. I like many. How many child abuse stories have we been doing? I like many can't stand Pat's snowflake views, but I do think it's important for me to hear his takes on most issues except for his take on milk. He needs to look into how much water is required to grow an almond. To paraphrase Joe Rogan, Pat says humans are the only animal that drinks another animal's milk. Oh, crazy. You know what else people do? They fly planes, drive cars, drink beer, play football, and call each other on the phone to talk about how awesome milk is. Shut up, Pat. Great show, boys. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Pat's
I'll tell you. I've heard that milk line before.
Yeah.
And the Critter raises some good counterpoints to it, though. Now I am officially.
There are a lot of things humans do, that other species don't do. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a pretty good argument.
Yeah, McCritter. Clem, you'll notice a trend. Like Pat is the token liberal on the show, so he takes on the brunt. Anybody who's arguing against veganism or any of those types of new agey things, Pat takes on the mantle.
Yeah, some of us played a little closer to the vest. Pat can't help himself.
Yep, like I said, me on Twitter, and I don't want to hear the other side. Pat is running into battle. He's doing the Jon Snow, taking his sword out.
Oh yeah, that's him. Every morning, that's the gif. Yeah,
he got him again. He's going for him. All right, next one is from Ali C 49494, and says,
"Oh wait, hold on, sorry.
Okay.
Before you go on to Ali C, I would like to apologize to McCritter for the child abuse. Also, a lot of animal abuse stories recently. Not going to say like we'll never cover them again. Just saying that I'm sorry that there's such a freak. It sucks in the news because you don't control what you see, and we have gotten like 10 animal abuse stories in the last 2 weeks.
I would also like to say that I think his anger is misguided. We're not the ones abusing children or animals. He should be mad at the subjects of those stories.
I get his point. It is so infuriating. That's like doing pedophile stories all the time. You know what I mean?
No one wants to do that. No,
right.
All right.
I will say this to defend you boys too, as a casual third party here. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Not casual third party, as a
independent,
objective independent third party. When you're in the content game, your brain gets. It's like if you haven't had sugar, if you eat sugar every day, it's like you don't really taste anything. But then if you don't eat sugar for a year and then you eat it again, it's like holy shit, that shit is wrong. Our brains have been completely worn down to a nub with all the shit. The shit that doesn't make it on our shows is like the real vile shit, the real crazy. So sometimes a thing may sneak in here or there. I'm on Podfathers. There's probably some stuff we talk about sometimes that other people might be like, don't know if you guys should approach that. And you got to try to keep it lighter, make jokes on it. But avoid the child abuse, guys.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Clem. We're like Al Pacino in Heat when his girlfriend's like, "What? You never talked to me about your day?" And he's like, "What do you want to hear? That I found the baby in the microwave? Is that what you want to hear?"
I got a Pacino impersonation. What a guy!
We're a little numb to it, I guess. All right,
but on that note, Clem, how many blogs have you logged about crazy ass stories? Because we were talking about at the top, you blog kind of about some of the same crazy shit that we talk about on this show. How many? At this point, literally thousands, and you're just. Does anything register anymore? Does anything really move the needle when you see it? The headlines?
No, And I'm still kind of a bitch too. If I know there's going to be a video of a dude's leg like breaking, I saw that wrestling video that was going viral.
Oh, that made me laugh.
See, that's it. We're a different breed. There's a reason. I blame it on Adam Sandler's "They're All Gonna Laugh at You" comedy album back in the day. It kind of put me on this path where I became a smut blogger. But like you said, we've been doing it so long, and it's also like stuff that I blogged. I've been at Barstool since 2014.
Right.
And the shit that we blogged back then, we could laugh at, and it would be like, people clutching their pearls in 2020, and even the jokes you make. So it's definitely changing.
It makes sense. To news, we're desensitized like a nurse and doctor is to like blood and guts and gore and all that stuff. Like it is the nature of the beast.
We had to bleep out a curse word from one of our own videos to repost it the other week. So,
Will, have you seen the video that he's talking about with the wrestler? They're like in a backyard wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Where he breaks both legs. It makes me laugh out loud every time. All right, Ali C 49494 says
there's few things that are sorry, Ali.
Wow, that's a neat podcast. Very chill. I got it in. Very chill. 100%.
Nice.
What's up?
Nice, Ali C. There's few things more entertaining than a huge overweight guy wrestling in his backyard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see the after effect, but that 3 seconds is funny. It's probably a lifelong of not funny after that. So sorry for that guy. Wait, did we? Where did I paste that one?
Ali C says 10 out of 10. Very chill. Thank you, Ali C.
Can I read this one? Ali C 49494. 2020. 3 shocked or is it the dead guy emoji?
What is that face?
Podcast. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if there's X's on the eyes. I think so. You guys might be surprised, but I'm in my late 30s and have kids. I don't know many of the fringe emojis. So, wow, what a neat podcast. Very chill. 100 out of 100. That's a perfect score, they say in the game.
That is pretty good. Next one is from H. I don't know what. I can't read that. 5-star review. Update 2 for Bubba Shrimp. Bubba, I'm challenging you to anything, anytime, anywhere. Oh, shit. As long as voluntary waiver/consent documents are properly executed. Jesus
Bubba,
Christ.
Is this fucking Dan again?
Holy
this
shit.
This is Dan again.
I'm not putting my number or email on my Instagram. And then he did. Then he gave his what is it? D Stokeling one. Then he did. And then he says, "P.S. Loved the show and was messing with you, but the challenge is now on, buddy." So HGFD, which is have a great fucking day from Dan. Bubba.
Oh, Dan. What a good guy. I don't know. If he wants to challenge me to anything, I'll challenge him to something.
Bubba, did he rush your frat and you didn't let him in?
I have no idea. I have no idea who this kid may be. This is like the 3rd episode in a row this guy has beef with me.
He wants he wants a piece of you, Bubba.
He said Cam. Wait, hold on. Let me get Cam. Cam's actually not there yet. But he said that we're not professional. Oh, Cam's right here. Cam, this is the guy that said we're not professional. If you got any,
he said you both sound like not. So Clem might not know, but Bubba and Cam are both lawyers. They both are like, one's graduated from law school, one's graduating from law school. They're both taking the bar exam in 2021, and they're they help us out a lot with our behind the scenes stuff. And we talk about them being lawyers a lot. And this one guy, Dan, said they don't sound like lawyers. They sound like little frat boy bitches, basically. Is what he said.
We were vindicated, though. We had a listener who's like a longtime lawyer, DM Will, I think, and say like, dude, fuck that. Like I sounded like that right after law school. Let them have their piece. Like
that guy said you guys sound optimistic and that your souls will be crushed 2 months into the job.
Yeah.
No, my only response to that guy is that the joke is on him because my soul has been crushed for several years now.
Right.
Even as a young guy at school. So
Cam,
you are a pretty dark dude, Cam.
Yeah, you are.
Dan seems to be wanting to snuff out Bubba's light more than anything else, though.
Dude, so, I'm down. Yeah. Dan seems like he's the go-getter, like raises his hand first time in class all the time. So, Dan, let's drink instead of hit the books.
Yeah, Bubba, don't play into his game. There you go. Like,
extend it all.
Dan is the guy that sends around to like an outline with notes at the end that has like incorrect answers on purpose, trying to fuck with people. He sounds mean.
Dan is the type of guy that sets up a tip line and gets dick pictures sent to him.
You know what we need to do?
That's the guy
DeBlasio.
that office hours are.
You know what we need to do is we need to get Dan in a debate with Bubba.
There you go.
Let's set that up. Said we're staying away from the books. I can't do that shit.
Let's set that up. Dan, you get to pick the topics. All right, Bubba and Cam, go away for a minute.
Debate or shots competition. You guys, who can take the most shots in a row without just stopping?
Yeah, I like that. Maybe you can blend the two. All right, last review, and then we're going to bring them back for Fact Check Friday. It says 5-star from Donnie Pop, the best newscast that will put a smile on your face, I'm assuming. I don't know. And this is great podcast. If you have any questions about the social dilemma, contact Hard Factor Mark. Okay. Okay. Let me address that real quick. First of all, zing. And the social dilemma. Have you seen that, Clem? The social dilemma?
Yeah, I saw it. Yep.
All right. So if you leave a 5-star review, we'll read anything. There was a 3-star review that I'm not going to read because it's not 5 stars, but it was inflammatory towards my take on the social dilemma. Not happy with me, and I get it. Maybe I was a little bit condescending in the way I talked about people that thought that the social dilemma was eye-opening. I didn't mean to tech shame people or shame people. It's not who I am as a person. It's
Clem,
just
before Mark and I worked for Barstool, we both worked in the software field, so it wasn't like it was necessarily like earth shattering.
I still think it should be called The Sky is Blue. It's just, look, I'm pretty passionate about the fact that I think we are all fucked as a species pretty soon here because AI is about to pull a number 6 dance on us. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. I don't know if you've seen Blazing Saddles. They're going to be romping and riding into town. And AI is going to have its way with us. So.
Somebody better go get a shitload of dimes.
All right, let's do some. Go ahead, Clem.
This goes into kind of what we said about the content, though. It's like you guys are in this shit. You guys know what's going on. There's a lot. I mean, I think we're learning here as a country the last few years kind of how many different pockets of the country you didn't know about. There's different people all over the place in their world. So as someone that was in software myself back in the day, I was a QA guy. I mean, this doesn't surprise
baby, me too.
Yeah. Oh, QA, man. I'll go on a whole QA. I'll save that for the next podcast.
Testing, baby. Testers.
Keeping this fucking world.
We could do like an Excel sheet thing for people.
Clem, if you want to do a spin-off occasional QA podcast, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in too. There we go. But QA Anon. We'll call it Q Anon for the anonymous QA people that no one cares about.
I don't know. That might get right now. You got to watch out.
We might get flagged now for saying that on the air. But I will say this: like, I'm sure people that were in like the tobacco business were like, "Oh yeah, these cigarettes are awful for you." Back in the 50s, but all the other people were just hacking them, saying this probably is bad for me, and not knowing just how bad it was for them.
Right.
I think it kind of goes to the same with technology, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Now that's the agreement. That's the I agree button.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
when you realize when you work in software what that button means, and then when you don't give a fuck.
And I'll also say this: the social dilemma it's a good thing that people are figuring out about this. But I have a microphone, and you will listen to every goddamn word I have to say. That's what I have to say to people that are pissed on my social dilemma take. So fuck off. All right, let's do some fact check Friday.
Yep. Cam, you ready? What we got for us? You're on mute, Cam.
Yeah. Maybe you should fact check your Zoom
fact
skills.
Check your mic first.
Yeah.
All right. Cam, you're going to go first. I got you. I'll cue you up first here.
All right, guys. First fact check of the week is coming in from P. Fitz. The KFC log is not $19. It's actually $15.88. As posted on Amazon. So that's a 16% discount for all you chicken lovers. So it's maybe the time to stock up.
That's a great fact check. Apologies to KFC for. Some people might not be buying that because we overpriced it. That's
a better price.
That's a good point. I thought it was a weak fact check, but then now that you say that, and Cam also said it was pretty petty, so I like that too.
Clem, you got a fireplace?
Yeah, Clem, do you have a fireplace in your house?
I sure do. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna buy one of these. There's nothing at Walmart that costs $19 on like TVs. Of course, it's $19. Fucking.
But I mean, isn't it sound delightful to have your house smell like fried chicken? Like
it's. I used to just eat chicken. Now I'm gonna eat chicken and have the log. So it smells like double chicken in the house. And
I'm with you. I got a fireplace too. I am intrigued by the KFC log. I'm not totally against it.
They don't do these little niche things they do. They do these little, they have like sneakers come out or they have the logs. Whatever they do, it sells out and people love them. So the
guys are warning us though that our houses are going to smell like fried chicken for weeks.
I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad thing.
That's the prediction. That was the prediction the other day.
Right. All right. Next one's me. Will, I actually kind of picked this one off with you already too, because it's about how the past president campaigning for a candidate now. And I knew it had happened in the past for sure. I didn't know how in depth it was, but Jackson P, big longtime listener, helped us out here, and he said that Hillary was actually, Obama actually campaigned for Hillary back in 2016. Reagan did a tiny bit for Bush, which I actually knew. I remember that reading that in the Bush book, and then on it goes, he says, but I do remember that one. And he also said LBJ with Hubert Humphrey, which is true because Humphrey, not Hubert Humphrey, Hubert Humphrey? Is it Hubert Humphrey?
Herbert Hoover?
No, Hubert Humphrey. Is that who the candidate was, or is that someone from like the 1800s? I don't want to get fact checked
Humphrey
now.
would have been
Fuck, I'm
before
going to get
LBJ,
fact checked
right?
now.
Now you got
but LBJ,
It doesn't
no,
sound like you guys are
LBJ
bringing your facts very clearly.
Humphrey
I
Bogart?
just didn't remember that one, but the LBJ one is factual because I remember there's also in the JFK book about how LBJ, they chose LBJ specifically so that he could start winning the South, JFK. So they chose LBJ and he campaigned in Texas, and he campaigned in Texas after that for Humphrey after LBJ was done as president.
Yeah,
It has happened in the past tremendously, and I knew it had happened in the past. I just couldn't find it while we were recording.
It is Hubert Humphrey and Jackson P., who I would consider a friend at this point. He's been on all of our boat races, and he's been around for a while. He did some favors as well.
That's
Anyways,
a little
he gives me shut up, Bubba. He gives me shit all the time. Fact checks me for my opinions a lot, as friends do to each other. So
Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey sounds like a guy who like tries to tie up the damsel to the train tracks and gets foiled.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Curly mustache.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hubert Humphrey is
it was probably Hubert
Arthur
Humphrey.
Blank.
Arthur Blank. Yeah. Arthur Blank looks like a fake human being.
Yeah, I mean, typically they try to avoid it. It's like an unspoken rule that the ex-presidents aren't supposed to put their fingers on the lever, but obviously now that's gone.
Right.
I did not know about I knew about the Reagan one. Didn't know about the LBJ one.
I thought
I did know about the Obama one.
I thought we weren't talking P word.
I wasn't trying to fact check Friday. I'm being called out here.
I was going to say, I think most of it was only done in the past president's home state. Like Bush needed help winning California, and Humphrey needed help winning the South. So that makes sense.
It is definitely
Obama
like
now in Florida. That doesn't make much sense.
It is definitely a thing. And I also said campaign trail. So let's see if that says this.
Semantics? Are you serious?
I actually am going to pull the semantics here.
Will's setting himself up for another fact check here on the same fact check.
Why don't you rewind the tape? Why don't you rewind the tape, see if I said campaign trail. And if I said trail, I think that is still.
Okay.
I think that's still in there.
We got our last one from Cam.
Yeah, last one.
I'll take it, Jackson.
I don't know. I don't know if this was a group deal. I can't remember if this was a group deal or if it was just one of you guys talking about Genghis Khan and the Chinese hating Genghis Khan.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So Freddie with a floater writes and says that his job takes him to China a lot, and that China's New Deal is actually like cultural appropriation on steroids, where instead of trying to like censor him from the history books, they're now trying to claim that Genghis Khan was just Chinese to begin with.
Yeah, but that's
instead of Mongolian,
is it? But how did he's the head of the Mongolian Empire?
Yeah, well, they're pushing. He says they're pushing this this 5 tribes policy, which is, I guess, this propaganda that says everyone who lives near China is Chinese.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so very convenient for the CCP.
Well,
very smart move by them.
Yeah, interestingly enough, this goes back to in France, China, the Chinese Communist Party was trying to get rid of a Genghis Khan statue because they thought it was against
the whole exhibit,
Chinese
and they
culture.
didn't want his name mentioned.
I guess because they didn't refer to him as Chinese in the exhibit. Probably
they wanted a Genghis Khan exhibit. They didn't say it had to go away, but they said the Genghis Khan exhibit couldn't show his likeness or say the words Genghis Khan. So it was going to be a tough exhibit.
Well, this listener, I mean, like, I wish him all the best. I don't think he's ever.
What's the fact check here?
Nothing.
This has come from like 2 episodes ago. 2 weeks ago.
But I mean, are we fact checking China or us? I don't know.
No, it's a fact check on me again because I was saying that I mean, I'm getting fact checked left and right here.
Tough week for Will.
Basically, I'm just being run over with fact checks. But I don't even know that if these are all because this is again, it's like semantics here. I'm like, look, they don't like it like him. They asked for it to be gone in one case, but they don't. Okay, but I hope this guy doesn't lose his job. It sounds.
Well, maybe he was on the Chinese trail.
The The one thing I want to say to Freddie with a floater is like he says, if I'm ever allowed back, I'm going to start asking average citizens about this policy. Like my advice to Freddie with a floater there would be to not do that. Don't become a political prisoner.
That's the easiest way to get black hooded immediately.
Yeah.
Think twice about
the
that,
country
Freddie.
to do it in. But Freddie,
don't even joke about that, Freddie.
Well, I applaud Freddie's bravery, honestly. So
tell me we got another one on Will. Is that it?
No,
that's it for us.
Remember how we were talking about that kid from Florida that's going to be back on this show down the road?
Yes.
We're going to be talking about Freddie from Florida down the road and how he's in a fucking Chinese execution camp right now.
We're going to be the only ones talking about him, Clem, because China's going to disappear his ass.
Yeah, they're going to delete all the other stories about him on the internet.
He will live on this show. All right, we got 3 voicemails. Let's play.
All right, later, y'all.
Later.
Thank you for the fact checks.
Hey, what's up, boys? Cool boy Jake. Shout out to you guys for sending me a couple stickers a couple of weeks ago. But I just listened to the segment where you guys were talking about the Airbnb. So I guess it's a little am I the asshole? But I went with about 12 friends over summer. We were supposed to go to Nashville, but obviously COVID, we couldn't travel or anything. So we just got an Airbnb that says it's sleep 14. We had 12 of us going. After we left, we got a message from the lady saying we, left the place like a piece of shit, and we really just took all the garbage out. We just didn't clean. She requested an extra $300 for a cleaning fee. We ended up settling on we each give her, $15 a piece, and she was completely fine with that. Do you think that's one of those things where, they're just trying to get out anything they can from you, or what? All right, guys, have a great fucking day. Bye-bye.
All right, so that guy literally got taken to the cleaners. I mean,
it was only 15 a piece, though.
But that's 175 she waxed from those dudes. Quick math, right? Around
but I mean, I think it is exactly like he said. Like every time they fucking nitpick you with something that you did at their house, and they try to charge you for something.
Right.
Extra.
So those guys should have denied. The $15 a person. No, the answer is you got taken to the cleaners. You shouldn't have paid her a dime. We talked about this in the show this week, Clem, and how Airbnb people try to some Airbnb people try to do this.
The only times you
just refuse to pay it because most Airbnbs have a cleaning fee baked into the contract.
But I feel like most people are just like, it's too much of a headache to argue with this person. I'm just going to pay them.
Sure, but I mean, like, they're not going to take you to small claims court over a dirty, house. Like, this is not going to happen. You just have to outlast their annoyance and not pay them $15 a person.
I got to know who the point guy was who was negotiating, got it down to 15. How they got to the $15 number. I just love how the entire process takes place.
I agree.
2 lawyers there. I am not a negotiator. It's like what it is. We just pay guys. Or it's
they
either all or nothing with me.
They basically admitted to the owner that they were all about $15 dirty boys too dirty, right? Like I think that each of us was about $15 too dirty. I mean, don't do that.
Well, I mean, usually, see what he didn't have in that voicemail. What you usually have is like something that you did. So usually, the owner of the home, is going to be like, "Well, you broke this piece on my porch or something."
Right, a dirty house.
Try to get you with that.
So Clem, they blamed PFT for the group. They went to Long Island recently. It was like.
Yeah.
Pat, Kate, Donnie, PFT, I think Liz, and I think that was about it. But they all went to this house, and there's a pool, and the lady that owned the house charged PFT $40,000 for breaking her pool. So that's what brought up this conversation. I don't know. Yeah, $40K. Yeah, that sucks.
This is actually not a bad idea. If you want to get your house out on Airbnb, you put it for $100 a night. You get fucking and that's going to get the idiots like me and who'll be like, oh, $100 a night, this fucking sweet place. And then you're just you fucking left some crumbs out, $40,000 for my fucking house. Boom.
I agree. I've been trying to brake check a yellow car for years to get the yellow stain in the back of my car fixed. A little bit of insurance fraud. That's small potatoes compared to what this lady's doing with the $40K with the pool. She has a broken pool, and everyone that stays there, she's accusing of breaking it. I need to get better at frauding. All right, we got 2 more.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is Kevin from Canada. I wanted to give Wes some credit for remembering the Barrett Jackson auto. I knew that too. So just a little bit of credit for him. you were in a 007, like you're James Bond, what kind of car are you driving for the movie? All right, guys. Have a great fucking day.
All right. What are you guys driving if you're in a Bond film?
Oh, go ahead, Clem.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, I want to apologize to Wes. I hate being in a podcaster's seat when they get some sort of question asked to them or a compliment. Like, that's a fucking great feeling you get. Do you think he listens to the podcast he's not on? Like, you think he'll hear
Wes might.
Well, let's
have
not.
like a secret
If
word
you were saying
that-
Pat, there's no chance. But
Yeah,
but
let's not tell Wes. We might put this on. This might be on radio too. So if it's on radio, Wes will hear it. But let's not tell Wes. Let's let Wes let us know his answer.
Yeah. There we go.
There we
But
go.
yeah, but Clem, what's your answer? What's your answer for this question about what your James Bond car would be?
So I'm not a car guy. Like, I don't know a lot of like the fancy cars and all that shit. So I'm going fucking like James Bond 2020. What is he? He's a fucking daddy. He's a Toyota Sienna. I got the James, and they're gonna make that shit looking sweet. I love my fucking minivan. Take it from my cold dead hands. I love my minivan. Trick it out. What's her name? Penny? Money Penny?
Yeah, Money Penny.
Yeah.
Money Penny.
Money
Fucking
Penny, yeah.
Q.
Q. That's what I'm thinking of. Fucking load that shit up with some sweet ass fucking guns and laser beams and shit like that. Just give me my Toyota Sienna. I could go to my Costco run still, load up the entire back seat full of food and boxes and shit. So Toyota Sienna.
Pretty good.
That's a great choice.
I'm going with I've always identified much more with the villains in the James Bond movies. I think probably just because I'm a huskier guy, facial hair, hairy chest, stuff like that. So I'm going with like the Elon Musk, the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh,
And
that
it's
thing
got
looks
like
like
all
it's
kinds of things.
the moon truck. Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
it can do, it's got like extra big ass wheels that are like crushing something.
That's a
with,
nerdy
like,
ass
a
truck.
value.
If you actually buy that and like roll up to a house with that, like
No, but
that's-
if you have a bazooka on the
it's a
top of it.
scene. It's a scene though. Like I'm talking about just like not James Bond. That's a good choice for James Bond. Like if you're like Dale from Connecticut,
Oh,
and you roll,
right,
and
like
you
a
roll up to
regular
someone's
guy.
house with that fucking
Well, then
truck,
you're just
that's a
2
scene.
hours. You're showing everybody every
you're
feature of the
explaining
truck.
to everyone
Yeah.
why you bought the truck the whole night.
I will say this, Will. I love you. We're both we're bigger guys, right? Let's call it what it is. You're a gas guzzler guy. You're not driving no fucking. We're burning fossil fuels. That's the kind of like.
It's got to
on the
be a
big screen,
Bronco.
we gotta fucking we gotta drive fucking stuff. We're the last guys driving the Hummers on the big screen like that.
All right, well allow me to join your party. I'm going to go with a conversion van, shag and wagon, if you will, because I know at the end of the movie I'm going to be shagging if I'm James Bond. So I'm a little bit lazy. I'm going to have I'm going to set it up. For the finale, it'll be where I was slowly a slow chase in my conversion van. I got away, or I killed the bad guys, and then I have sex in the conversion van. It's like
sex in the
quick
van
shoot.
is-
The movie's wrapped. Done. Conversion van.
Clem's got good with the minivan, but the conversion van has the actual bed already
The
there.
minivan is a great
Right.
choice. You can put all sorts of shit in the minivan.
You can make it into like a bed area, but I mean, the
That's
conversion van has the bed just ready to go.
Yeah.
That's James Bond. You're thinking like James Bond here. I'm thinking like a fucking loser dad. You're thinking like James Bond. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
I know that at the end I'm going to have to shag. Damn it, and I'm going to do it in the shag way. All right, last one.
Hey, Howard Factor guys, this is Kalen from Maine here. I was just listening to the Thursday episode, listening to the coconut milk and monkey story. And I was curious, I'm not really trying to make like a value judgment here at all, whether or not it's okay or not, but why is monkeys picking coconuts different than like a sheepdog herding sheep or horses pulling a carriage on one of those tours or any of the other 100 ways we have animals working for us, like a cow being milked every day? Like, I don't really see the difference of some animals working for us in some contexts of being totally fine, and then monkeys picking coconuts being totally not fine. Anyways, good episode Thursday, and have a great fucking day.
This guy couldn't be more right. I thought about this morning, actually, after thinking back on our conversation. He's totally right. What is wrong with the monkeys working at this coconut farm? Like, they do it to every other animal. It's so crazy.
There's 100% chance that guy works for the coconut milk company.
You think so?
There's 100% chance.
But what is the difference? It's just because
No, I know, I
more
agree
like a
with that.
human. Like,
well, yeah, but the cage rattling scene, the cage scene is tough.
the cage rattling scene.
The actual work is fine when they're running around, climbing up the trees, grabbing the coconuts. That stuff's fine.
So,
but
Clem,
but
they have these monkeys that pick coconuts for this coconut milk company, like in Indonesia.
It's sold in Costco.
Like
it's this particular canned coconut milk company. Yeah.
And so I guess they put the monkeys up in cages at night, and that everybody's upset about the way they're caged at night. During the day, it looks okay, but
it's monkey labor. They have the monkeys juice the coconuts, and
they've been canceled for it. Okay. But So
no, and this is the thing: is this story is another one that rolled across my desk, and I'm like, do I blog it? Because I'm a Costco guy, and I wanted to go from the pro Costco angle as well as a dad, and I didn't know there was a video there, and I was just like, is this even worth blogging? Because this was my thought. You guys are talking about like cows. We just have billions of fucking animals that we just keep in cages and slaughter. We don't even put them through slave labor. They don't get any fun stuff. Right. They don't get to pick color, and then we eat their asses. So I was like, why are they? And now this is the thing. This is the X factor. You guys have to tell me. Are they cute monkeys? Because if they're cute monkeys. That's the problem.
Clem, I stand by my take. It's not that they're cute monkeys. It's that monkeys are too expressive. So they literally are telling you they're crying. They're they're signing to you how you're torturing them. They're like, I had to work too hard today, and now I am in cage size of me, and then do a cry face. You're like, that's not good. If they picked a less expressive animal,
but that's bullshit. What I'm saying is, like Clem is saying, and like what was this guy's name? Because his take is so good. It's in your mind. It's in your mind, the difference.
I'm with him.
It's like we were talking about with the robots, right? Because like if you
give them bigger cages, but I'm with them,
Right, but it's because it's like if you think something's subservient to humans, like if we're going to treat robots like however we want to treat them, every robot's the same. The same thing with the animals.
I'm not going to shy away from that coconut milk next time I go to Costco, right? It's not. I'm not too concerned about it.
No, I'm not trying to like get on a soapbox. I'm just saying this guy's voice.
I think there should be more. I think there should be more animal labor, not less.
Well, I mean,
just just give them when they're done with the day, you go home and you smoke a cigarette, you get to eat a meal. Give them like a good place to rest when they're done to work. But I think there should be more animal labor, not less. Yeah, right.
That's a platform you can run on right there. Right? More animal labor.
Yeah, I mean,
we got the robots coming for our asses. We need to have someone who has our back. The animals are going to be what gets us there.
That's what I'm talking about. We can humans and animals versus the robots, and that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Remember, you can call 512-270-1480 to get your voicemails across. Cavender's from Texas. I thoroughly enjoyed your voicemails, but we can't play them until all of the hosts are back because they're personal to some of them, so I have to run those by them. Good voicemails, though. And that's going to do it. Thank you for joining us, Clem. It was a fucking pleasure to have you on.
Thank you,
Thank you.
No, thanks for having me. And I really feel really bad about this because when I said I hate the E word and the P word, I didn't literally mean it. I hate the arguing about it, but it's like, honestly, it's the best fucking stories. I had so much fun before the world went to chaos the last few years blogging about shit like that. There was one dude who like choke slammed a reporter through a table. Montana, I said I was going to move to Montana. I love the guy so much. Kane becoming a governor or mayor, whatever the fuck. There's so many great stories in the political world. So thank you guys for being brave enough and for just doing it to collect your paycheck, because people like me don't know how the fuck to do it without getting screamed at by all the lunatics everywhere.
Appreciate that, Clem. We drink Caliper to keep our mental sanity, and pray for us this week coming up. But to everyone listening, thank you so much. We can't tell you how much your support means to us. It's the election coming up on Tuesday, so you'll be hearing a lot from us next week. Until then, everyone, please relax and have yourself a great fucking weekend.
Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.